right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Cracking down on fake temporary tags. A simple traffic stop ends with a forgery bust.
She admitted that she knew it was fraudulent. She purchased it from some guy at a gas station in St. Louis City.
Our I-Team explains how law enforcement put an end to the operation. And a double whammy. The bi-state getting ready for a nasty winter storm just ahead of the holiday.
This is something we haven't had in quite a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
But first tonight, the frigid forecast brings tough travel conditions to our region Thursday. The Weather First team breaking down the drastic changes coming our way.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush. Ann Allred has the night off. Tonight, the bi-state is bracing for a dangerous mix of sub-zero temperatures, howling winds, and blizzard conditions. And tonight, we have team coverage ahead of the storm. Robert Townsend shows us how the city of St. Louis is preparing for the winter weather. Travis Cummings spoke with shoppers out getting those last-minute supplies. But let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Scott Cottle and your Weather First forecast. Scott?
Well, Mike, and we start tonight by, first of all, saying you still have time tomorrow and into tomorrow night. There's no big problems, but Lambert will not look like this by Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. Not along Interstate 70, not on the runways either. There will be complications as this weather system heads our way. So let's jump right to Thursday morning, because between now and 6 o'clock Thursday, we're good in St. Louis, and traveling east and south, no problem through that time. But during the day on Thursday, this Arctic front comes sliding across the region. Right behind it, there is a band of snow that we will have to endure. The winds will pick up, the temperatures will drop, and while we're not looking at a lot of snowfall, 1 to 3 inches probably for most of us. Some of us may get maybe 4 in a few spots. It's not a lot of snow, but the timing on it and the fact that the temperatures tumble makes a big difference. Roads should be just damp very early on Thursday morning, maybe even a little rain mixed in. Your timeline brings this in late morning around lunchtime. That's when the temperatures really start dropping, and we will see a quick change over to snow. If there's any rain, it doesn't last very long. Once we're over to snow and temperatures start dropping, that's when we have the potential of a flash freeze heading into Thursday afternoon. Temperatures will drop to around 10 degrees probably by 2 or 3 o'clock, and then we're down into the single numbers for the evening rush hour as the snow tapers off, but the winds pick up 40 to 50 miles per hour heading into Thursday night. So we'll be talking about those wind chills, tracking that in about 15 minutes, Mike.
All right, Scott, and 5 on your side has made it easier for you to stay up to date on the forecast. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you the Weather First forecast straight to your phone. Road crews in St. Louis are preparing for the winter storm that's slated to hit the area. And new tonight, our Robert Townsend is live near I-64 in Jefferson with more on how the city is gearing up to keep streets safe. Robert.
Mike, tonight it's cold, clear, and definitely snow-free right now in St. Louis, but city officials know a nasty wintry mix could soon hit us, and let me tell you, they're taking no chances.
I think this one's going to be tricky.
St. Louis Streets Commissioner Kent Flake is talking about a major winter storm that's predicted to blanket the region on Thursday. The Arctic blast is supposed to pack freezing rain, snow, and whipping winds.
So I've been studying a little bit, and we're going to have to see what comes.
Flake says getting ahead of the storm is key. Their crews will first pre-treat city streets with a salt brine liquid starting at noon on Wednesday until noon Thursday.
It's essentially just salt water we spray on the street before the snow comes. If it's a nice 25, 30 degree storm, it'll actually burn off a half inch of snow. With this storm, it's not going to burn off that much snow.
That's because throughout Thursday, the temperatures are supposed to keep falling. The city's next defense, plow truck drivers will take off and spray the streets with lots of salt in an effort to keep them safe for drivers.
Every snow route in the city hit at least once.
That's 12 routes, or roughly 450 miles of city streets. 35 drivers will be plowing away on 12-hour shifts.
We had foremen added into that. We also have loaders that have to load these trucks up with salt. Thursday afternoon rush is going to be pretty ugly.
Most drivers are also bracing for the potentially unprecedented winter storm.
I'm staying in where it's nice, warm, and safe.
This is something we haven't had in quite a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
As for the storm fighting streets commissioner,
I would do the best I could to be home by noon on Thursday.
hopefully lots of weather watchers are listening, and we'll definitely keep tabs on all that watching us, and I can tell you this, tomorrow the city will officially announce its storm preps at 11 a.m. We're live west of downtown. I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Right now, the St. Louis County Public Works Department is working on a plan to keep roads clear. There's plenty of salt to go around, but the county is short some plow drivers. The ideal number is 225, we're told. Right now, there are 187 operators. Drivers will be working 12-hour shifts. Their piece of advice, try not to park on the road, specifically if you live on a narrow street. That makes it difficult for the plows to maneuver around. Overall, if you can, they say, stay off the roads altogether. This is not the best timing. Winter weather moving in ahead of the holiday weekend, and people are rushing to the grocery store to stock up for both. Tonight, 5 on your side's Travis Cummings joins us live outside Fields Foods in Lafayette Square, where they've seen a steady stream of traffic all day long. Travis.
Yeah, Mike, that Arctic air paired with holiday celebrations might create some chaos over the next couple of days here. Shoppers need to be prepared for long lines and big crowds.
The milk, the bread, the eggs. Those are some of the things you'll start to see leave the shelves and fill grocery baskets as St. Louis braces for the possibility of blizzard-like conditions.
I grew up in International Falls, Minnesota, and what you call winter here, we call tropical weather.
While Eric Brenny might be used to it, he wants to make sure his house guests coming in for Christmas will be fed.
So I'm getting one step ahead of the game. I don't want to be caught snowed out, and I'm stocking up.
Lucky for him, Fields Food stores will be open through it all.
In lieu of the weather, we did this though for the holidays, so we're getting trucks earlier because of the holiday schedule, so that worked out perfectly.
Fields Foods owner Chris Goodson says their location is key for getting employees to work during this latest round of weather.
Before, people would have to take public transportation in this cold and possibly shut down sometimes, so here we're right walkable, and also, a lot of our other stores are inside of apartment buildings.
The store is focusing on the basics and hot meals.
For me, it's like comfort foods. You know, it could be like a box of Cheez-Its or something as simple as that.
Like many Missourians, Holly Raines is standing by.
Sometimes we hear about major snowstorms and nothing really happens, or it's like way less than expected. And then other times it's like, I way underestimated this, and so I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens.
I think we're just all really waiting to see what's going to happen. But regardless, Fields Foods will be open regular business hours on Thursday and Friday. I did talk to the owner about whether or not they had a plan in case something happens with the power. He says they just recently purchased a generator. We're live in Lafayette Square tonight. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
And 5 on your side will stay on top of this incoming winter storm. When we're not on the air, you can find the latest updates on KSDK.com. You can also download the 5 on your side app. Take a look at the damage at a South St. Louis apartment complex. A resident was killed and 2 other people hurt when a car slammed into the lobby this morning. Police believe the driver suffered from a medical emergency when they drove through the Abusi Pavilion Senior Apartments on Ridgewood Avenue. The driver and 2 other people were taken to the hospital, and that's where one of the victims died. 5 on your side spoke with the fiance of one of the victims.
It came through, and he's in a wheelchair, and it kind of knocked him all the way back and everything, and there was a puddle of blood, you know, and everything. So they went in, because there's glass everywhere. I couldn't go in there to see him and that and everything, but they took him in the ambulance.
Tonight, we reached out to the property management team, but so far, no response. Today, a former Hancock High School counselor was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison for having sex and inappropriate conduct with students. James Jenkins pleaded guilty in September to 2 felonies and admitted to maintaining inappropriate relations with several students between October 2020 and September 2021. After he is released, Jenkins will be on supervised release for life and will have to register as a sex offender. Right now, law enforcement is on the hunt for this man wanted for child sex crimes. The FBI and the Franklin County Sheriff's Department are looking for 58-year-old Donald Fields. He is charged with 15 counts in Franklin County. During a news conference today, the FBI claimed Fields trafficked underage girls between January of 2013 and June of 2017.
We do believe that the individual, somebody knows where he's at, and truly we're appealing to our community and our citizens, not just to bring justice to these victims, but also to keep our community safe.
The FBI says he's believed to still be in Franklin or Phelps counties. An update now to a story we brought you yesterday. Tonight, the Humane Society of Missouri is contributing $1,000 to bring home a service dog that was inside a stolen Jeep. Marianne Shelton says she was warming up her Jeep Saturday morning in North St. Louis. Two people hopped in and took off with her service dog Annie inside. Annie is a 7-year-old chocolate lab mix. The Humane Society's contribution brings the reward up to $1,500 tonight. A Good Samaritan also stepped in to donate $500. Tonight, Missouri has a new state treasurer. Today, Governor Mike Parson introduced Vivek Malik of Wildwood. Malik replaces current treasurer Scott Fitzpatrick, who was elected state auditor in November. Malik is a native of India and is the first person of color to hold a statewide office in Missouri. He takes office next month. A simple traffic stop ended with a huge forgery bust in St. Charles. Our I-team learned many temporary plates and tags you see on the street are actually counterfeit. How officers stopped the operation and the trouble the suspect is in now. Complaints over a Christmas-themed drag show.
I don't want a criminal act to occur here.
If you don't want to go to a Christmas or holiday drag show, don't go. You don't have to.
The changes that are now in place.
It's been over 30 years since it's been as cold in St. Louis during the month of December as it will be Friday. An update on how strong the winds will be Friday and the wind chills that come behind this front.
New tonight, we've learned that hundreds of temporary license plates in Missouri are fake. Since the I-team first reported on lower enforcement of these crimes, St. Charles police stepped up its efforts and found a huge counterfeit operation underway. Christine Byers met with the officer who tracked down the suspect and found out how they arrested him.
The second the car passed by St. Charles officer Jonathan Weiss, he knew something was off.
Tag looked odd. The sequence was not right, and the font was a little funny, and sometimes the writing's offset.
Weiss was part of a crackdown his department started in June. He pulled the car over and asked the driver about her temp tag.
She admitted that she knew it was fraudulent. She purchased it from some guy at a gas station in St. Louis City. We spoke about the kind of repercussions and how that can be considered a forgery offense. She provided me with a phone number of the person that she purchased that from.
Court documents reveal undercover officers then started doing business with the man, Mario Cooks. They bought temp tags, insurance cards, and even license plates.
I believe the going rate was $60 for a temporary tag, $75 for an insurance card, and I believe the license plates were somewhere in the neighborhood of $600.
Just last week, police raided Cooks' home in St. Louis.
How many of these temporary tags that are fraudulent from this guy alone do you think are out there?
I think there's going to be hundreds based on what we saw after we executed the search warrant.
Cooks is now facing federal charges that could land him in federal prison for 5 years. Tracy Berry is the assistant U.S. attorney on the case.
Sometimes these counterfeit temp tags are on $50,000 cars.
St. Charles police started cracking down on license plates more after the I-team discovered enforcement was down across the region. During the 3-month initiative, officers issued 587 tickets. That's put them on track to issue more than 1,200 tickets, their highest number ever.
They're turning up in violent crime offenses. So this is something that it's more than just someone trying to avoid paying a couple $100.
During the temp tag crackdown in St. Charles, police arrested 38 people on a variety of charges, including failure to register a vehicle, possession of drugs like fentanyl, and 28 of them had outstanding warrants. Weiss still can't believe what his one traffic stop uncovered.
Did you ever think that day when you stopped that car all those months ago that this is what it would lead to?
No, I still said when we were in the apartment executing the search warrant that this snowballed.
Other departments, including Wentzville, also launched improper license plate enforcement initiatives following our reporting. For the results of those initiatives, check out my story on KSTK.com. For the I-team, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
A Christmas drag show is restricting access after a local Republican asked police to shut it down. Originally, there was no age restriction for a drag queen Christmas scheduled for Wednesday night at the factory. But State Senator Bill Eigel, who is preparing to run for governor, says the show includes content that technically crosses a legal line in Missouri. Now the show is open only to people 18 and older. LGBTQ groups are pushing back, defending their right to express art in entertainment.
From what I've seen, this is well beyond the gray area, and this is a highly sexualized production that is inappropriate and really illegal to show to children in the state of Missouri.
We're not trying to target your kids. We raise our own kids, you know, and that's where the line of intolerance starts.
Protesters are planning to line up outside the venue tomorrow night, hoping to build enough pressure on local leaders to shut it down. For now, the event is still scheduled to go on. Well, the incoming winter weather has a few St. Louis attractions making changes. Today, the Gateway Arch Park Foundation announced it will close Winterfest on Friday and Saturday to ensure safety for guests and staff. Winterfest will open to the public for its extended holiday week on Monday. And right now, the St. Louis Zoo's Wild Lights is still scheduled to take place on Thursday and Friday. In anticipation of the extreme cold and snow, guests are welcome to use their tickets for any remaining evening without rescheduling. The zoo will announce any cancellations by 3 p.m. each day. And Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is back with that dangerous weather first forecast.
Yeah, you know, you get into Penguin and Puffin Coast at the zoo and you think it's warm. That's going to be the kind of scenario that's playing out here. You know, traffic's rolling along Interstate 70 just fine tonight. We don't have any travel problems tonight. We're not going to have travel issues around St. Louis tomorrow. Even into western Missouri, you're good tomorrow. Getting out into Kansas, tomorrow evening we get into a problem. But here locally, it's Thursday. That is going to be our storm alert day, and then we'll still be in a weather alert for Friday and Saturday. Weather First team tracking this difficult travel that's developing, and it's not about the snow amounts, it's the fact that temperatures are dropping so fast we could have a flash freeze plus blowing snow, strong winds, isolated power outages, and then those life-threatening wind chills that are coming our way as we head into Thursday night, early Friday morning. If everything goes okay, we'll actually be able to get that snow to blow off the roads and the roads to dry out some by Friday morning. It'll just be the brutal cold. Florissant right now looking good. No snow. We got a ways to go. It won't start until sometime after the morning rush hour on Thursday. It's 28 degrees right now in St. Louis. Dew point's 21. We have a partly cloudy to mostly clear sky, but the clouds are tending to thicken back across the region. Low to mid 20s tonight. Shouldn't drop too much more than where we are right now. And again tomorrow, there'll be more cloud cover, some sunshine, but generally more cloud cover, and we will see temperatures back into the upper 30s. The energy is coming out of Canada into the northern Rockies now, and that is going to deliver this system to us. It's also allowing all of this cold Arctic air up in Canada to head straight towards St. Louis. So let's break down your Weather First Futurecast here. This is Thursday morning at 6 o'clock. We might have a little bit of rain around St. Louis early in the morning, but we're above freezing. Right behind the front, temperatures drop below freezing. An increasing area of snow develops behind this Arctic front. By the time we get to 11, 12 o'clock in St. Louis, temperatures are tumbling. By 1 o'clock, we're down to 20, teens, even single digits as you go from Herman to Rolla. And this blue area that's a little bit darker here, sliding through the metro, Thursday afternoon, that's a little bit heavier snow. I mean, we're only talking maybe 1 to 2, 3 inches. Isolated spots might be see 4, but it's all being whipped around. And with those temperatures dropping that far down, we have problems. So it's not just us. This is a widespread scenario. The heaviest snow will be to our north and around the Great Lakes, but because it's blowing and drifting, we're going to have problems while it's coming down and a little bit after that because of the coldest temperatures. Most of us in the metro area are probably going to see right around 2 inches of snow, give or take a little bit. Wind speeds from late Thursday night into Friday morning, they're holding in that 40 to 45, maybe 50 mile per hour range as we head into Friday morning. That tends to create those dangerous wind chills that will range from 20 to 30 degrees below zero early on Friday. We have the winter storm watch in effect for the entire area. We also have a wind chill watch for St. Louis, already up to a wind chill warning in western Missouri and southwestern Missouri. So here are your next 7 days. The focus here, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Storm alert day on Thursday, weather alerts for Friday and Saturday. brutally cold temperatures, dangerously cold early on Friday and probably early on Saturday. And then as we head into Christmas Day, we'll be back above 20 degrees for the high.
All right, and stay tuned because Scott will have updated forecasts tomorrow. Scott, thank you. Frank is here with sports.
Well, Mike, we have it all. The Blues, the Tigers, the Bills, St. Louis City SC, and a little high school hoops. Stick around, please. Despite this wonderful 4-game win streak for the Blues, if the playoffs began tonight, they would not be in. However, this just in. The NHL playoffs start in April and not in December, so there's plenty of time. Let's head to Seattle. Craig Berube's group has been quite good at goal prevention lately. 6 goals allowed in 4 games will make it 7 in 5 games. Ryan Donato caught the Blues on a line change, and he beats Thomas Greiss. Right now, it's 2-0 Seattle in the second period. We are going to be rocking soon with sports in this town. Today, St. Louis City SC released their 34-game schedule. The season opener will be February 25th in Austin, Texas, and the home opener will be March 4th against Charlotte. Football analyst Danny Heitert from the STC Grid Report was the featured speaker at the Mizzou Tiger Club today, a gathering of 100 at Llewellyn's in Webster. Tomorrow's National Signing Day. Mizzou's class is ranked in the low 30s nationally. That could change. Danny believes Tiger recruit Marvin Burks Jr. from Cardinal Ritter has a chance to be special.
He's physically extremely tough. He's a very analytical guy and uses those analytics at game time to react faster than anybody else does. He gets there in a bad mood. He's versatile. He helped his team out at the high school level by pivoting on a dime and playing running back and running for 1,800 yards, both elusive, quick.
Love that line, gets there in a bad mood. Reminds me of the lovely Monique after I've trashed the kitchen cooking pasta. Shavitz will be cooking tomorrow night with a nice hometown battle. SIU Edwardsville is off to their best start in Division I with an 8-4 record. But they may be catching SLU on the wrong night. After struggling for a few games, the Bills were crisp on offense, scoring 83 points on Saturday against Drake. All 5 starters were in double figures. And if you can get both Javante Perkins and Gibson Jimerson hot on the same night, well, SLU will be fun to watch all winter long.
We can be a dangerous team for sure. I said a little while ago, this is probably the most talented team I played on while at SLU. So I think we can be dangerous if we all just click on the same night.
I think when you have that kind of balance, it's hard to guard. And when we're moving the ball, when we're running stuff, I think we're really, really hard to guard when everybody's touching and sharing it.
Congratulations to a former Cardinal Matt Carpenter who signed a free agent deal with the Padres. It's a 2-year deal valued at $12 million. It has a player option for the 2024 season. The 37-year-old had a remarkable season with the Yankees, bashing 15 homers in just 47 games. Good luck to Matt. Star power at MICDS tonight. Orlando's Pace, whose son plays for SLU, and that's Chris Pronger, whose son plays for MICDS. This Jaden Burks for MICDS is 5'9", but he can really attack the rim. The Junior Bills can run. Aaron Walker Jr. to Charlie Isom McCall. SLU wins 58-56. And that will do it in sports.
All right, Frank, thanks. Well, soccer great Lionel Messi can now claim another world title, who the Argentinian surpassed for most liked post in Instagram history. Today, the owners of Balkan Treat Box announced a new venture in Webster Groves. Telva at the Ridge is described as a grab-and-go cafe with a Balkan-inspired menu. An adjacent event space called the Ridge Room will offer a banquet-style menu for luncheons, bridal, and baby showers, and more. The new venue is expected to open this March. Lionel Messi's Instagram post celebrating Argentina's World Cup win is now the most liked Instagram post ever. Soccer superstar posted several photos from the victory, captioning it, "Champions of the World." Messi's post currently has more than 65 million likes. The previous world record Instagram post was set in 2019 of an egg, and it got 57 million likes. Scott has a final check of the weather.
Well, I don't think there's a lot of people that are clicking the like button on this
Right.
forecast tonight. So we're still quiet overnight tonight. Tomorrow, you got to travel. No problems getting around St. Louis across the bi-state tomorrow. Problems begin on Thursday in St. Louis when we change over to snow during the morning, and then temperatures tumble into the single digits by mid to late afternoon with about 2 inches of snow, maybe 3 or 4 in a few places, and maybe only an inch in some others. But then it is just brutally cold and windy, and we'll keep that going Friday and right into Saturday. We'll continue to keep you updated. Remember, you can text weather to 314-425-53. What is that number, Mike?
5355.
5355.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe.